Okay, so let's find a comfortable seated position. And if you always sit with the same leg in front, you can go ahead and put the other leg in front. And we're going to come into easy pose, Sukhasana. It's kind of like sitting cross-legged, except instead of having one foot on top of the other, it's going to be they're sort of in front of each other. So it's more like one ankle is in front of the other ankle. Okay, so both feet are on the floor. If this doesn't feel comfortable, sit however you like. You can also sit back on your heels or place like a cushion underneath your bottom. And let's start with the hands on the knees, palms facing downwards. And just start to take some nice deep breaths in and out. As you inhale, sit up tall. Lift through the crown of your head as if your head is filled with helium and it's floating up towards the sky. And your spine is like a string on a balloon, and the balloon is your head in this analogy. And as your head floats up like a balloon, it lengthens and sort of stretches the spine or the string of the balloon. And then the parts of your body that touch the floor are like the weight that's holding the string of the balloon so that the balloon doesn't go flying away. So just feel your legs, your sitting bones, all the parts of your body that connect to the floor. Just feeling them settle and ground into the floor below you. And you can close your eyes or just find something to gaze at softly. And bring your attention to your breathing. And just notice the movement of your breath, the movement of your body. Notice how you feel as we start our practice today. And in your lower abdomen, imagine that there is a balloon or a sphere that expands in all directions each time you inhale. So you feel your belly expand. And then as you exhale, the balloon gets a little smaller, the belly draws in. And because this balloon is a sphere, as you inhale, the breath moves not just the belly, but the breath seems to expand into the lower back, into the sides of your waist, expanding in all directions. So with each inhale, just imagine that this balloon is getting bigger and expanding in all directions as you inhale. And then as you exhale, everything gets a little smaller and draws in. And inhale, the balloon expands, and the breath feels as if it's expanding in all directions, moving all the way down your limbs, down your legs, to your toes, to your chest, your head, down your arms and fingertips. So just stay with this breath and just imagine and just feel each breath and the energy and the oxygen of each breath expanding throughout the whole body, making you more aware of all of the parts of your body, the top of your head, your face, your neck and shoulders, all the way down to your fingertips. Even bring attention to your feet and to your toes. Just breathing life, literally breathing oxygen and life and energy into your whole body with each breath. And just feel yourself fully alive, connected to every part of ourselves, aware of every finger, every toe. And just take a few more deep breaths like this, breathing in a way that feels deep and steady and nourishing. We're going to slow down the breath a little bit. And I want you to go ahead and just count your breath. So inhale fully and just count. Notice how long your count is. It's going to be a little different for each person. So it'll sound something like this. I'll inhale 2, 3, 4, and then my breath, I'll notice it stops there, and then I'll exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. So just count your breath, however many counts that is. And with each breath, seeing if you can invite in a little bit of a longer exhale. So the exhale is a little longer than the inhale. And just inviting each breath to be as long and as full as it wants to be. And just feeling what it feels like to breathe. We'll be doing a pretty grounding practice today. Slowing things down a bit, really exploring a little deeper into our stretches and our movements. So we'll begin with connecting with the body, connecting with the breath. Okay, take one more nice deep breath in and out. Engage your Ujjayi breath, so constrict the back of your throat. Listen to that quiet sound of your breathing. Okay. And then bring your hands together right in front of the heart. Tuck your chin. Welcome yourself to this practice. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice, something you're wishing to cultivate in today's practice or bring into your life, take a moment to do that now. And it could be as simple as just intending to be really fully present in our practice today, whatever you need this to be. So staying with that steady Ujjayi breath, we'll sweep the arms out and up, touching the palms high up above the head. Big stretch up and look up. Exhale, draw your hands down the midline to your heart. Looking down to your fingertips. And then again, inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Ujjayi breath. Looking up. Exhale, drawing the hands down to the heart. Nice and slow. One more time, deep breath in. And looking up, touch the palms and exhale. Hands right back down to the heart. And then just release your hands back on top of the knees. As you inhale, shrug the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, roll them back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and then press them down. And again, inhale up. Exhale, squeeze. And down. Again, breathing in. Exhale, squeeze. And down. Couple more times here on your own. Moving with your Ujjayi breath. It sounds like a soft sigh. Or the ocean. Last one. Good. From here, we're going to switch the cross of our legs. So go ahead and just bring the other leg in front if you are sitting in easy pose, Sukhasana. Okay, and then sit up nice and tall and try to align your shoulders over your hips and the crown of the head over your tailbone. Okay, so just imagine this vertical axis running up and down from the ground, up your tailbone, up the spine, up through the crown of the head. Okay, so just visualize that line up and down. And we're going to start to make circles with our bodies around the axis. So you're going to lean forward a little bit. So now you're kind of in front of the axis. And then you're going to roll to the left. So now you're to the left of it. And then you're going to lean back. You're rounding your back so you're behind it. And then to the right. And just start with making little circles around this axis. And try to keep your sitting bones really grounding into the earth so that they help to stabilize you as you move with the upper body. And start to make the circles a little bigger, so it's like you're spiraling a little bit bigger each time the circle gets slightly larger. As you inhale, you're leaning forward. As you exhale, you're rounding back. Okay, and really just, however your shoulders and your head want to get into this movement, let it happen. So you might feel like when you lean forward, then you lean to the sides, the shoulders get a little movement in there. So you're kind of loosening up the neck and shoulders as well. Don't be afraid to just lean into your hands a little bit as you lean forward. And then when you lean to the sides, ground down through the opposite hip, okay, to help you stabilize and stretch the sides of your body. We'll do one more in this direction. Move with your breath, inhaling forward, exhaling back. And then we'll go ahead and switch. So going now in the opposite direction. And we'll start with big circles in this direction. And just noticing, this should feel really nice for your spine. So it's not like, just forward and back movements or side to side. It's really kind of spirally and swirly and circular. So you're kind of getting into the sides of your waist, those hard to reach places, really leaning into it to arch the spine, and really drawing your belly in, tucking the chin to stretch into the back side of your body. Couple more, and then we're gonna start to make the circles smaller and smaller and smaller until they're so small that you finally come back to stillness, aligning your spine right with the axis. And so now we're just sitting tall, up and down. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay, good. So from here, bring your fingertips to the shoulders. As you inhale, reach your elbows out to the sides. but draw your shoulder blades down the back. So it's going to feel a little awkward because your elbows are lifting up and your shoulders will lift up. But at the same time, see if you can just draw your shoulder blades down your back a little bit. Okay, it's going to be a really small movement, but you might feel a little bit of extra sensation in kind of like the lower parts of your arms. And take a deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, we're going to lift, when you inhale, we're going to lift the elbows high. And then as you exhale, squeeze the shoulders back behind you and point the elbows down. Okay, and then we're going to make circles. So inhale, bring the elbows up, forward and up. Exhale, squeeze back and down. Good. Inhale, up, forward and up. Exhale, squeeze and down. Find your own rhythm here. Making these circles as big as you comfortably can. And notice if it's sort of an uneven range of motion. Oftentimes, one side will have a little more mobility than the other. So just noticing your own patterns. And the next time that you come to the front, we're going to switch directions. So you're going to go back and up, and then exhale forward and down. It's kind of like you're swimming, but with your elbows. One more circle. Good. And then release. Shrug your shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, squeeze them back and down. Good. All right. From here, let's come off of our seat and come up onto hands and knees. Go ahead and bring your blanket or your towel underneath your knees. If you want some padding, we're going to do this with the toes tucked. Okay, so our spine's a little bit warmed up now. So we're going to do this with the toes tucked, and we'll start in tabletop, fingers spread wide, wrists under the shoulders. All right, but we're going to turn the right hand out to the right and then towards your knee. And then do the same thing on the left side. So turn the left hand out to the left and then the fingers back towards your knees. So we're just going to do a little stretch for the forearms and wrists here. If this is too intense, walk your hands closer to your knees, and it'll ease the amount of stretch here. So breathe here. Keep the fingers spread wide. And if this is already a really good enough stretch for you, just stay here and breathe. If you want a little bit more, be very, very gentle with these movements. You can rock a little bit forward and a little bit back. And you'll notice that it usually doesn't take a whole lot of movement. So less is more here. Just breathing into those wrists and those forearms. Good. And then go ahead and come back to stillness, and we'll flip the hands back. Take your time, be gentle. All right, so now we've got the fingertips pointing forward. We're going to flip the palms up now. So go ahead and flip the right palm up so the palm is facing towards the ceiling, and then lay the back of your hand on the floor and spread the fingers wide. We're just going to do one hand at a time here. If this is too intense, bring the hand a little closer towards your knee. Spread the fingers wide. Try to get all of the right fingernails touching the floor. And just breathe here. Again, you can stay here. If you want a little bit more, you can rock forward and back. Less is more. Good. And then come back to stillness, and we'll flip it back over and switch to the other side. So flip the left palm up, spread the fingers, try to get the fingernails touching the floor, and then very gentle movements if you want to add a little bit. Okay. And then come back to stillness and unflip. All right. So from here, keeping the toes tucked, let's just sit back on the heels for a moment. Let's give the feet a little bit of attention. Draw the hips back towards the heels and just feel into the soles of your feet and the backs of your toes. If you don't feel it, drag your toes back a little bit more till you feel that stretch of the skin, and then breathe. Slow, steady breaths. Find your Ujjayi breath. Good. Take one more here. Okay. Lift the hips, untuck the toes. Bring the hands forward a little bit and just tap the tops of the feet on the floor. All right. From here, little spinal twist, and then we'll come into downward facing dog. So coming into tabletop, the wrists are right under the shoulders. Spread the fingers wide. We're going to extend the right leg out to the right and try to get your toes pointing straight forward if you can. If they're out a little bit to the side, that's fine too. And let's just stretch into the hips a bit. So just lean your hips forward and back, just exploring into this stretch of the hip and the inner thigh. Good. All right. And then come back to center. Ground through the right hand so you can pick up the left hand. Inhale, sweep the left arm out and up. And then exhale, sweep the hand underneath your body towards that big pinky toe. Good. And then come back up. So we're going to move 3 times and we're going to hold the last one. So inhale, reach the arm up. Exhale, sweep it under, reach towards that big toe. And then one more time. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale, reach towards that big toe. And go ahead and settle into this twist. So you can lower the left shoulder and ear to the floor if they comfortably reach. If not, just come to wherever is comfortable for you. And if you can hold your big toe with those left fingertips, go for it. And the right hand, you can just press it gently into the floor, draw the right shoulder back, or wrap the arm around the back. And let's just take 3 nice deep breaths in and out here. Breathing up and down the spine into the lower back. Inhale. Exhale, holding here. Inhale. Exhale, hold. Imagine once again that sphere in the lower belly. Feel it expand in all directions. Inhale, the belly expands, but also the sides of the waist and the lower back. And exhale. Beautiful. Bring the right hand back down to the floor. Press it into the mat, come back up. Let's do a little counter stretch, reaching the left arm up to the ceiling once again. And exhale, lower down. Bring the right leg in. And we'll switch. So I'm going to turn around because I have a little more room on this side. Extend the left arm out to left foot, out to the left. Toes pointing forward, and then let's just play with rolling forward and back, stretching into those legs. It feels so nice. I've realized that from all the sitting I've been doing lately during quarantine, I've had a lot of my butt's been hurting a lot because I'm just sitting so much that I just can't sit for as long anymore. I have to take a lot more breaks than I used to. I don't know if anybody else is having butt pain. All right. Come back to center. Press down through the left hand. Sweep the right arm out and up. Reach high. Oh, and exhale. Sweep it under your body out towards that big big toe, excuse me. And then let's do that a couple more times. So inhale, sweep the arm up. Reach, exhale. Sweep it under towards that big toe. And one more time. And exhale, sweep it out, and let's settle into the twist here. So you can lower the right ear and right shoulder to the floor if you can. Otherwise, just come to wherever is feels suitable for you. You can also try to reach the big toe with those fingers if you want to take it a little further. And then left hand presses into the floor or wraps around your back. Okay. Oh, so the left shoulder is drawing back and you're spiraling the heart up towards the ceiling and taking deep breaths in and out, sending the breath down the spine, feeling the belly expand. And exhale, feel your belly draw in to release all the air out. Find a point to gaze at, settle your eyes on something. And let's take 2 more breaths. Just feeling your body, feeling the stretch. Ujjayi breathing. And we'll gently release. Bring the left hand to the floor, press yourself up. Reach the right arm up once again. Take your time, lift it high, and release. Bring that left leg back in. Separate the knees, big toes touch. Let's just take a moment in child's pose. Draw the hips to the heels, stretch the arms forward, and bring the forehead to the floor. Or you can make fists with your hands and rest your forehead on your hands if that's more comfortable. 3 deep breaths. Inhale, feeling the belly expand between the thighs. Exhale, belly draws in. Just feeling that deep belly breathing. And as you inhale, feel the belly expand and also feel the lower back expand as well, like you're creating space from the inside out. Good. From here, we'll slowly come back up onto all fours. I'm going to turn myself back around here. And let's go ahead and come up to our first downward facing dog. So tuck those toes, stretch the hips up. And you can walk your feet out here. You can pedal the feet out and just sort of feel your way into this pose. Letting the head be super heavy. Feeling that nice stretch down the neck and spine when you release the head. Okay. And feel the fingers spread on the floor. Let's soften the knees a little bit. Bring the chest closer to the thighs. And just feel that long stretch through the spine. And then bend your elbows slightly. Hug your elbows towards each other. Feel your shoulder blades broaden on the back. And relax your head. Take a deep breath. Exhale. The heels settle down towards the floor. They don't need to touch, but they are pressing down. And let's just take 2 more breaths here in our downward facing dog. A really deep belly breath. Exhale, belly draws in. And one more time, deep breath in. And exhale out. Soften the knees, look forward, and step or jump to the top of your mat. Hanging out in this forward fold, holding opposite elbows. Soften your knees so your belly comes a little closer to your thighs, and relax your head completely. Maybe give your head a little shake side to side. And if you want a little bit more of a deeper stretch, you can bring your hands behind your legs and hold opposite elbows. But if that feels too intense, then just keep your arms in front and hold opposite elbows. Okay, your choice here. You can always bend your knees a little bit more so you kind of have more room to reach behind the legs if you like. And allow your eyes to soften, relax your jaw. And then even feel the roof of your mouth relax, like it's dropping down towards the crown of your head. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, feel your feet on the mat and maybe lift the hips a little higher and press your thighs back to get a deeper stretch through the backs of your legs. One more breath here. And then exhale, release the hands. We're going to bend the knees 90 degrees. Press down through your feet and then roll up very slowly. The upper body's like a rag doll. Slowly, slowly, one vertebra at a time. Coming up, up, up to stand. And once you're standing, just feeling your feet rooting down into the floor. Lift your toes off the mat and spread your toes. Feel the inner arches of your feet lifted. And keep the inner arches lifted as you rest your toes back onto the floor. So it feels like your feet are kind of activated and pulling energy up your legs. Lift the kneecaps slightly. Feel your thighs engage. Draw the lower belly in. Shoulders down and back. Stand tall. Hands are beside you, palms facing forward and fingers reaching out. Inhale, hold here. Exhale, find something to gaze at out in front of you. And just feel this Tadasana, mountain pose. So even though we're just standing here, it's actually a very active pose. We're rooting down through our feet. We're drawing the energy up our legs, lifting the kneecaps slightly. Thighs are engaged, lower belly gently engaged. Crown of the head lifted, shoulder blades down and back. Your whole body is sort of engaged and awake here in this pose. Take another breath in. And exhale, bring your hands to the heart. So every time we come back to mountain pose, see if you can come right back to that. Everything is awake in that pose. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Touch your palms and look up. Lean back. Exhale, swan dive forward. Forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, step the left leg back. Come into a high lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up into crescent lunge. Okay, so bending into that front knee about 90 degrees. Reach the left heel back. Find something to gaze at and breathe in. And exhale out. Okay. From here, hug your inner thighs towards each other so the legs are very strong. And then we're going to reach the right arm back and the left arm forward. So we're just kind of stretching the arms out wide, and you're going to gaze towards the right side. Okay, take one more breath in. Reach, reach, reach out through the fingertips. And exhale out. Good. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, sweep the hands down. Step into plank pose. Top of a push-up here. Breathing in. Exhale, lower the knees. Come all the way down. Inhale. Untuck the toes. Lift the chin and chest. Baby cobra. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Press your hips into the floor. Deep breath in. Exhale, hold. And if you want to come up a little bit higher, press down through your hands. Come into a little bit of a higher cobra if you like. Elbows hugging the rib cage, shoulders down and back, heart drawing forward and up. Inhale. Hold and exhale, last breath. Feeling the front body waking up. Inhale. And exhale, lower down, downward facing dog. Big stretch up and back. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or jump to the top. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Come to stand. Touch the palms, look up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Strong, awake Tadasana. And inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, right leg back, high lunge into crescent lunge. Okay, front leg bent 90 degrees, right heel reaching back. Inhale. Hold as you exhale, find something to gaze at. And we're going to come into that little twist. So inhale, reach the left arm back, back, back. Reach the right arm forward. Hug your inner thighs towards each other, scooping your tailbone under just a bit. And inhale, you can look towards your left or just back towards the left hand, wherever you feel comfortable. One more breath in, really expanding through those fingertips. Feel that, especially through that back arm, just feel that energy moving down the arm to the fingertips, everything waking up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale, reach the hands down. Inhale, plank pose, breathing in. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra or baby cobra. Exhale, hold here. 2 more breaths. Find your drishti. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Beautiful. Exhale, lower down with control and downward facing dog. Oh, nice, strong downward facing dog. Notice if this one feels any different from the last one. Even though it wasn't even that long ago, you might feel a little bit more open, a little stronger. Take one more breath here. And as you exhale, soften the knees, look forward and step or jump to the top. Inhaling halfway up. And exhaling to fold. Okay, so before we come up, let's interlace the hands behind the back and reach the hands up and over the head as much as you can. The legs can be as bent as they need to be. Tuck your chin to your chest. Relax the head and reach the arms up. And just feel wherever you're feeling this in your body, probably all over the place. Take some deep breaths in and out. Feel the opening through the shoulders and chest. Okay, soften through the eyes and the jaw. Feel your feet on the floor. And your hamstrings, if they feel super tight, keep your knees bent. If they feel like they want a little more stretch, lift your hips, press your thighs back. Find a deeper stretch through the legs. Oh, and just feel your whole body here, everything working together, everything waking up. One more breath in. Oh, and exhale, release your hands, soften your knees. Bend your knees 90 degrees and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Head's gonna come up last, slowly, slowly, until you're standing tall. Reach the arms out and up. Touch your palms above you. And hold here. Feel your feet rooting down into the floor. So your feet are kind of grounding you down. As you inhale, the fingertips reach up high, palms together, and then exhale, just lean over to your left. Half moon. Try to keep your body in one plane as opposed to dropping the front shoulder, top shoulder forward. Breathe here. Find your drishti. Something to gaze at with your eyes. Inhale. And as you exhale, if you have the space, go ahead and deepen. Keeping your head between the arms. Last breath. If this feels easy for you, try to extend your arms as straight as you can. And then as you exhale, see if you can deepen a bit more, otherwise stay where you are. Draw your belly in, and then inhale, come back up. Let's try the other side. Inhale, palms touch, fingertips reaching up. Exhale, lean up and over to your left or your right, whichever side you didn't do. Okay, drawing the top shoulder back, keeping your head between the arms, arms beside the ears. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale, one more. Turn the corners of your lips up a little bit. Soften the face and smile. Breathing in. Breathing out. Draw the belly in. Inhale, come back up. Interlace the hands behind the base of the skull. Let's just take a moment to expand the elbows out to the sides. Inhale, lift the heart and lean the head back into the hands. You're just cradling the head with your hands. And you're floating, you're lifting your heart up to the ceiling as if there was like a light shining out from it. And you're shining the light up towards the sky. Feeling that opening, that stretch through the chest, shoulders, arms. Take one more breath here. Feeling your feet rooting down, kneecaps slightly lifted, lower body is strong. And inhale, slowly come back up. Release the hands. Okay. Shrug the shoulders up for a moment. And then as you exhale, just let them drop. One more time. Inhale up. And drop. Okay. Shake the hands out. We're going to come down to the floor. And you're going to take either your yoga block or your blanket. If you don't have a yoga block, you're just going to make like a little pillow with this towel. It might be a little bit low, but that's okay. So I'm just going to kind of fold it into a small square. It's about 6 inches tall, but it can be higher than this. If you have a thick blanket, that's okay. You'll just get a little bit more of an inversion. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to lay down on our backs with our knees bent. Okay, and then you're going to slide either your yoga block or your folded blanket or towel underneath the hips. And we're going to do a little inversion here, a nice gentle one. So we'll lift the knees and then extend the legs up towards the ceiling here. Now, the legs do not need to be perfectly straight. This is more of a relaxing posture, so it's more relaxing to have the knees just comfortably, naturally bent here, like how mine are right now. But you want to keep the feet so that they're sort of hovering over your hips. If they're too far forward or too far back, it's going to be hard to relax into the pose. Okay. If it hurts your lower back, you probably need to scooch your block or your towel down a little bit. So you can play with shifting a little bit up or down until it feels nice and stable below the pelvis. Arms relax out to the sides. Snuggle the back of the head into the floor and take a deep breath in through the nose. Long exhale through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. And just take a few rounds of your natural breath now. Maybe noticing any sensations in the toes and the feet and the legs. As we invert the legs, you might feel a little bit of sensation or tingling. Let's do 2 more of those long breaths. Inhaling through the nose, nice and slow. Slow, really long exhale through the mouth. And again, breathing in. And out. Just returning to your natural breath. And from here, just wiggle your toes, roll the ankles out a little bit. Okay. And then we'll bend the knees and bring the feet back down to the floor. Lift your hips up and just slide the block or blanket out. And draw the knees into the chest, rocking gently side to side. And we're going to come into a twist here. So you can bring your left foot to the floor, cross the right leg over the left, and just relax your arms out to the sides and drop your knees gently towards the left. Okay, just until you feel a nice stretch in the spine. Just take a breath or two. If this feels too intense, you can just bring the legs next to each other and then drop the knees. 1 more breath. And draw the belly in, come back to center. Left leg crosses over the right, or just let the legs be next to each other. And then bring the knees down towards the right side. Breathing in. Breathing out. Draw the belly in, come back to center. Uncross the legs if they're crossed. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Wrap your arms around. Tuck the chin, bring the forehead to the knees, and squeeze into the tiniest little ball you can. Squinch the eyes shut, crinkle the nose, the mouth, tighten up your whole face. And then stretch the face, stick out the tongue, roll the eyes back. And release. Bring the head to the floor, bring the legs to the mat in Shavasana. Legs straight, feet apart, toes to the sides. Or bend your knees and just let your knees rest together if that's more comfortable. Hands either on the lower belly or just resting away from the body, palms up. And take a deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. And just allowing your body, allowing everything to rest and settle. I'll let you know when it's time to come out by ringing a bell 3 times. Shanti. Begin to deepen the breath, feeling the belly rise and fall, the body breathing itself. Wiggle the fingers and the toes, roll the hands and feet, waking the body. And on your next inhale, find a big stretch. Reach the arms up, stretch the legs, point the toes, and stretch. Wake up the whole body. And exhale, release the arms, roll to one side, and slowly make your way up to a comfortable seat. Once you're there, place the left hand at the heart and the right hand at the lower belly. And just taking a deep breath in and out, feeling this connection to yourself. Thanking yourself for making the time for you, for your well-being, for your health today. I thank you for sharing your practice. Bring your hands together at the heart and tuck the chin. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.